The SBA apparently issues new press releases as it relates to the EIDL loans and advances. Biden issues new executive orders that will speed up stimulus check distribution, help with food stamps and minimum wage. Plus, we have new data on how much of the new targeted EIDL advances have been claimed based on Skip self-reported users. And finally, data on the numbers of you who've applied for PPPs. Hey everyone, this is Ryder from Skip. It's Saturday, January 23rd. I hope your weekend is off to a great start. A very quick video today, so please watch until the end. I'm going to hit the highlights here: stimulus checks, EIDL grants, PPP loans, and everything you need to do, especially as it relates to stimulus checks and the executive order Biden signed yesterday. But a quick reminder, if you don't know what you qualify for, go to helloskip.com/stimulus. In a few seconds, you can see what you're eligible for. Just put in your information, calculate funding, and then you can see what PPP or EIDL you are eligible for. It takes 2 seconds and it's free, and we have access to other resources as well. This is at helloskip.com/stimulus. There's been positive vaccine news, by the way. Over 16 million people in the US have gotten at least one dose. Here's what Biden signed yesterday. This is brand new news. He signed an executive order to streamline the delivery of stimulus checks as the president attempts to stabilize the economy without congressional assistance amid the fallout from the coronavirus pandemic. He also asked the U.S. Department of Agriculture to allow states to increase Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, that's the SNAP benefits, commonly known as food stamps, by 15%. So an increase in SNAP benefits, but the streamlining of the stimulus checks is the big one. According to our data and our stimulus tracker, only around 10% of you have reported receiving your stimulus check. Of course, that is self-reported, but by and large, that's consistent with what we've heard from other outlets and data sources. If you want to track your stimulus check and your EIDL grant and your PPP loan, you can go to trackeidlgrant.com. Join hundreds of thousands of others that are using the app. It really helps because it also increases the amount of information and data that is available. Overall, it's good news to see Biden has taken such an interest in stimulus checks, and of course he wants to pass $1,400 stimulus checks. You know, the third stimulus check still faces some opposition. For example, Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia had said of the proposal, "I don't know where in the hell 2000 came from," adding, "Can't we start some infrastructure program to help people get them back on their feet? Do we have to keep sending checks out?" It's interesting sentiment. I mean, if we look at the parallel between the Great Depression and the Works Progress Administration, during that time period, billions of dollars was invested in infrastructure and projects. That was a way to get people jobs. However, because of the pandemic, there are limits to what we can do and build. It's an interesting thought. However, many economists do agree that direct payments is the way to go to get money directly to the people. Do you agree with Joe Manchin here, or do you want to see those third stimulus checks? Would love to hear in the comments. Finally, we noticed this late last night. These two press releases on the SBA.gov website, SBA's Economic Injury Disaster Loans and Advance Programs, reopened to all eligible small businesses, and they posted it twice with yesterday's date. So the question is, what's this all about? Well, when you look at the press releases, they're dated last June, and then this corresponds with the press releases we saw when they had closed the Advance program and then they reopened it to select businesses. So my theory is that they've reissued these press releases, but they just didn't update this date. Basically what this says, and I'm going to read it here very briefly, the SBA is strongly committed to working around the clock, providing dedicated emergency assistance to the small businesses and nonprofits that are facing economic disruption due to COVID-19 impact. With the reopening of the EIDL Assistance and EIDL Advance application portal to all new applicants, additional small businesses and nonprofits will be able to receive these long-term low-interest loans and emergency grants, reducing the economic impacts for their businesses, employees, and communities they support. Now, we compared this to the press release back in June. This is the same exact language. So this isn't new language from Javita Carranza. So it's kind of confusing here. It looks like they're new press releases, but these are old releases. And of course, this is contrary to the guidance we reported on earlier in the week regarding targeted EIDL advances of a limited number of people. Again, I keep saying that I think there will be lots of money left over. So even though they are saying we are going to focus on two groups of people first, targeted EIDL advances for low-income communities, and then past applicants who didn't receive any EIDL grant, I think after that, they're going to open it up. That would be my guess. With the new SBA administrator, I think she will also push for that. And here's some of our data to back it up that there's going to be money. Again, SKIP users is only a small percentage of everyone in the US who is going to apply for EIDL advances. That's why I'm pushing hard to try to get more people to go to trackeidlgrant.com to track on our app. But we have around 200 million that's been claimed, so to speak, based on users of our app. So what does that mean? It basically means that everyone who's using our EIDL tracker, collectively they are eligible for $200 million in EIDL advance funding based on these new rules, right here. So that's 0.5% of the total $40 billion. So it's still very small. And I think even as we grow and more people use the tracker, we're still going to find that there's plenty of money for new EIDL grants that's been set aside. Again, $40 billion is significantly more than the $25 billion that's set aside for rental assistance and the $15 billion that's been set aside for shuttered venues. So there's a lot there. We will keep you updated. Of course, on our app, we are going to have more features tomorrow and early next week that are going to help you track not only eligibility, but also the progress that is being made. Stay tuned for that. Anyway, thanks for tuning into this quick video. Please take a minute to subscribe and share with a friend. As always, stay well, stay healthy, and we'll see you tomorrow.